Okay, cool. Sam Bailey's up. He says, in a video you once said that simple silo structure would be sufficient for most sites. What determines whether you opt for simple silo structure versus complex? Thanks as always. Well, hey, Sam, how you doing, by the way? We met Sam in Portland. He said, as far as simple silo structure, I always recommend using that if possible, because complex silo structure, I mean, it's just as the name implies, it can be very complex. If you're using just a virtual silo method as opposed to a physical silo method, which means you're leaving your permalink structure to just post name inside of WordPress instead of category/post name, then you can get away with using complex silo structure without it being quite as difficult to reconcile like some funky URL things that happen with complex silos. However, again, for most local sites that I deal with, because if you guys are aware, I typically do very hyper local sites like on subdomains, to where that site, the whole site is optimized for pretty much one city, right? One area. And then if I want to expand into another area, or if the contractor covers another area, then we build another location-based site for that additional area, or each additional area, if that makes sense. So we don't have to really worry about having a complex silo structure. A complex silo structure would be the type of site that I would build if I was building a site that covers a large geographic area, or if it covered and guys, I'm speaking in local business terms, right? A complex silo would be, I would apply a complex silo to a website if it covered a large service area, or if it had a lot of different products and or services, right? Or a combination of both, okay? So, but for most sites, because like I said, I try to keep them hyper local, focused on just one particular area, there's no need for that. And so I recommend doing a simple silo structure just because it's easier to build. There's less stuff. There's less internal linking that needs to be done. There's, and you can still, again, for a lot of local sites, you don't need that kind of stuff. You don't need a site to be that complicated. Okay. Now, again, there's times where that's going to be necessary. And some clients don't want a bunch of separate maps listings and subdomain sites and things like that. Or maybe the site's already been built out and they've got different locations, but they're based on pages and things like that. Well, those are times that maybe a complex silo would be better. Again, I just recommend, if you can get away with just using simple silo, do that, because it's easier to set up, it's easier to maintain, it's easier to understand. Complex silo structure, though, if it's necessary, then you absolutely can use that. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it, just keep in mind that it does require a bit more planning to properly design the site. Okay. And like stacking keywords and creating your silos with the hierarchies. Remember, with the complex silo structure, you've got top level categories and then subcategories and in posts. So you're going 3 levels deep within a silo. And a top level silo, and in subcategories, you can add as many subcategories as you want. So that's what you call width to a silo, right? Depth would be adding additional content in any particular subcategory. So continuing to add relevant content in any one category or subcategory, that's what you would call like adding depth to the site. Adding width would be adding additional silos or additional subcategories in one silo. So anyways, again, that's why I said it can, as you can tell, even the explanation can become complicated. So go back through, Sam, and look at the 2 videos that I did several years ago. I recorded several videos about simple silo structure and complex silo structure. You can find them on our YouTube channel, and then just determine what you think is going to be best for your specific situation based upon what you learned from those videos. Okay.